Hello, I'm Bliznub, and welcome to Building the Best. Today we're going to be looking at the Rakta Cernos, mainly because it's awesome, but partly because it was requested by one Mr. Jins Finley. Or Mrs.? I have never heard the name Jins, gonna be honest. So, the first thing I want to do, of course, is compare this to the regular Cernos, and we can see that it has much more base damage with a fantastic 225 impact, a little bit more status, and ignore the crit multiplier and chance, that's a bug, they are identical. The charge rate is what we care about. The charge rate on the Rakta Cernos is far, far better than the regular Cernos, with a 0.25, which is to say a quarter of a second to pull back the string, I assume. Honestly, I tried to read up on the difference between charge rate and fire rate on bows, still not entirely sure, but I know that both of them basically affect how fast you can fire, and having a charge rate of 0.25, that is how fast you charge the weapon and pull back the string. Very, very good in combat, basically, because you can fire almost instantaneously with this bow. Anyhow, let's get to the build, because what we have here is a fairly basic impact weapon with a good crit chance. So we have to abuse the crit chance and multiplier, of course. We have point strike and vital sense. And we've buffed up the base damage restoration, heavy cannon split chamber, and put on crash course for some impact damage, as that's what we're going to be getting mostly, and really that is not good enough for impact damage. We need crash course on here to get it up to that 4k mark, meaning that we can get crazy multipliers with the critical multiplier. Now, I haven't gone for hammer shot on here, and I know I'm going to get some flack from this, because hammer shot buffs up our damage by 2.2 times, whereas infected clip adds 20 to 30% to our no, slightly more than that. 30% to our damage. So honestly, I'm going for infected clip over increasing our damage ever so slightly, increasing our critical multiplier ever so slightly. And whilst I do lose a bit of status chance that hammer shot would provide, I'm not overwhelmingly fussed about 10% status chance. Now, in this last slot, I have speed trigger, because the one thing the Rakta Cernos has that is absolutely fantastic about it is its fire rate and its charge rate. And I want to get the absolute most out of that I can, because this thing is as fast a bow as there is in the game, unless you take the Attica into account, but that isn't really fair. So we're buffing up its fire rate to 2.2 from 1, and its charge rate goes from 0.25 down to 0.11, which is faster than your reaction time, so you won't even be able to notice that charge rate. It will just be you click, and the bow is ready to fire, fully drawn, which I think is fantastic. Now then, let's take this thing out. And I am sorry for anyone out there who has a reaction time faster than 0.11 of a second, but you're weird. Just saying it right now. You're just weird. That's freaky. Stop watching my videos. Shoo. Begone with you, foul demon. Anyhow, sorry, what I phased out for a moment there. So what we have is the ability to fire this bow ridiculously fast. Now, we still can't click fire because of reasons, but hello, Corpus, who just spawned in front of me and gave me a core. You may do that again, good sir. There wasn't a rare box in here I smashed. No, that Corpus just gave me a core. So, what we have is an absolutely fantastic weapon for taking out common enemies, and it deals enough damage to deal with pretty much everything, honestly, that you could find on a mission, but it also has that delightful Red Veil Cindy Bomb dealing viral damage, which is going to... Oh, I'm sorry. Which is going to deal with a lot of the fodder, so we can focus on the tougher enemies with this weapon. Simply put, you pick the biggest enemy in the room, you get a headshot on him, the Cindy Bomb will go off and kill everything else in the room. It's just fantastic. And whilst I admit the accuracy takes a bit of a hit on this weapon when you put the heavy caliber on, I do feel it's worth it for the damage buff. You take heavy caliber off this, you're dropping about 2,500 damage before factoring the critical multiplier. One last thing to say about this, whilst I didn't see it just then, unfortunate. This weapon will ragdoll enemies' bodies, and anything those bodies hit will take, I believe it's impact damage, but I'd have to check to be certain, but will take damage from the body impacting them, which I think is absolutely awesome. Especially as this is an impact weapon already. Now, it's a little unfortunate this is an impact weapon, as of course puncture is a better element, and people are going to compare this weapon to the Paris Prime. But I sort of feel like you shouldn't. This weapon is so different to the other bows. I feel it's unfair to compare. Because this thing is just fantastic at quickly taking out lots and lots of targets very precisely, but not at long range, because that heavy cal and the weapon's innate low accuracy sort of ruin its ability to snipe, but still such a fun weapon to use. And that draw speed makes it so good. And there goes my iron skin. And there goes your health bar. Delightful. Anyhow, sorry, I enjoy this weapon far too much. I realise I've probably gone on a little longer than I should have. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. Please like and comment below and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm Bliznub, and this is, of course, the Rakta Cernos. So, I thought I'd test out this Rakta build against my old friend Zanuka. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, that's unfortunate. Allard, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Is it under warranty? Well, that's awkward.